Hello family, friends, fans and other wonders, and welcome to my review for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the 8th film in the Mission Impossible franchise and is directed by Christopher McQuarrie from a script by Christopher McQuarrie and Eric Jendresen, and has a runtime of 170 minutes, so just shy of 3 hours. The Final Reckoning stars Tom Cruise, Hayley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and Angela Bassett. It is a continuation of the story from the previous film Dead Reckoning, but also tries to incorporate elements from previous Mission Impossible films to the story. Following Tom Cruise's character Ethan Hunt and his IMF team, The Final Reckoning establishes that the AI program called the Entity from Dead Reckoning has infiltrated all areas of cyberspace and technology and is attempting to reshape the world. Ethan and his team are on the run from just about every government on the planet, but must find a way to shut down the Entity and restore balance to the world before it descends into World War III and nuclear Armageddon. I thought that Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is probably the least enjoyable of the 4 Christopher McQuarrie directed Mission Impossible films. It's not to say that it's bad. I did really enjoy the film and I do recommend checking it out, but there are certain obstacles in the way, particularly the runtime being almost 3 hours long. And I felt that the story didn't necessarily have that great conclusion at the end of it. There's just a few elements that I thought were missing from it, and I thought that the movie itself probably could have done with maybe a rewrite or just trying to tighten up the story itself and bring it closer to 2.5 hours as opposed to 3 hours. I understand what they were sort of shooting for, and they were trying to make it feel like it was quite a global scale of a mission, and Ethan and his team had to try and come together to do multiple things. There are some phenomenal stunt sequences, and Tom Cruise has to be absolutely applauded for putting his body through some of these sequences. All the performances are rock solid, but I really feel like it's just that almost 3-hour runtime, and it's not like it's an epic 3-hour movie or a movie that feels like it needs to have 3 hours to do it. I was thoroughly entertained by Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The stunt work and the choreography were fantastic. I just felt as though some story elements as well as the long runtime just sort of seemed to hinder the movie a little bit. There's a lot of exposition in there, and tying in previous elements from other Mission Impossible films, although very cool in aspects, I think it was just potentially unnecessary, and it needed to give it more of a focus. It just lacked something. It was a good, solid action film, absolutely good, solid action film, but just the biggest hindrance that you're going to find on this is just the almost 3-hour runtime. And if you include some of the movie cinemas giving their half-an-hour trailers and advertisements, the movie's going over 3 hours long. It's at least a 4 out of 5 on an entertainment scale. As I said, the stunt pieces and the action are great. And then having a villain such as the Entity, obviously it's not something that we can be physically attacking or anything like that. And although it is a great commentary on what is essentially being established now in the world, where we've got, open AI and multiple AI companies that are trying to establish more AI intelligence, I just walked out feeling a little bit unsatisfied, but I did enjoy the film. I would go and see it again. I think you will enjoy this film. If you've enjoyed the Mission Impossible franchise up to this point, I believe you will enjoy this film. For other people that might be casual cinema goers, you will probably find that the movie feels a little bit too long. And if you haven't watched Dead Reckoning, then you will be a little bit lost on the story. There are no mid-credit or post-credit scenes in The Final Reckoning, but if you would like to pay respect to those that have put in the long hours and the hard work to bring you The Final Reckoning, you can sit there and obviously go through the credits. But if you do need to run to the bathroom, whether you're seeing this in the cinema or sitting on the lounge at home, watching it when it comes out on streaming or physical media, once the credits start rolling, you can run for the bathroom if you need to. My overall rating for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is a 6 out of 10. Overall, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is a solid installment in the Mission Impossible film franchise, and is a solid action film that is well directed and well acted, and Tom Cruise has to be commended for a man in his 60s putting his body through some of the stunts that you will see in The Final Reckoning. Is it the best Mission Impossible film in the franchise? No. In my opinion, out of the 4 movies that Christopher McQuarrie and Tom Cruise have done together, it is the worst of the 4 in my opinion. It's not the worst Mission Impossible film in the franchise. It is a solid action film, solid stunts, good performances. There is a thrilling aspect to it. There is quite a global presence to the film as well. Where it sort of hurts itself is through too much exposition and a long runtime, being almost 3 hours long. I do recommend seeing this in a movie theater. I do think it's an alright time. If you can go and try and get a cheaper ticket, matinee prices, or see it in a cheaper cinema, by all means, I think that you will enjoy it, particularly if you have enjoyed all of the Mission Impossible films up to this point. Thank you for watching my review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm Jesse, the other wonder from Down Under. Let me know down in the comment section below if you've seen The Final Reckoning, or what your favourite Mission Impossible film is, or your least favourite Mission Impossible film. Otherwise, if you've got anything else you would like to say, or any other recommendations for film or TV series, don't make me wonder, leave a comment down under. Also remember to click that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and remember to be the wonder.